day 8, I think it is. I'm losing track. We're all packed and ready to head down to Lama Hotel. The sun's not quite out today, so it's quite a cold morning, but it should be all downhill today. So maybe about 4 hours if we take it easy. Size of these rocks. Looks like it's some sort of plastic. Too big a load. I don't know if you can see the snow-capped mountains in the distance. We've had a quick tea stop at this gorgeous little spot. Now we're ready to keep going. Okay, this is the morning of day 8 or 9, I think. We spent the night here in Lama Hotel. It was a very, very cold night. The first night that I had to take out all my thermals. It was freezing. So we're heading down now to Bamboo Hotel, and then it's one night there, and then we'll be ready to go back to Kathmandu. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, and that's probably why it was a bit cold. Beautiful sunny day, and I don't know if you can see the little town there. It's called Tula Sabru. This is the terrible landslide we had to climb over the other day, and I've noticed there's like a little memorial down there with a few different flags. I've been told that this is constantly shifting and changing, so every time you come back it's different. So I'm going to turn the camera off and focus. It's just a whole heap of rubble, and in some places there's only space for 1 foot. Our little tea stop all ready for us. Here comes our coffee.
Coffee?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kancha.
Very much welcome.
Kathmandu, where we started our trek on the first day. Today was a relatively easy day, all downhill. Namaste. Namaste.
Finally you reach
Finally, yes. Nice and easy.
back to Bamboo.
Back to Bamboo, where we started. Okay, this is my room for the night. I'm sharing with Barbara. We've got a light. This is it. Last night on trek. It's our last night tonight, so the porters have put on a bonfire for us with some drinks and some special food tonight. The porters are cooking us a chicken curry, which is a real treat today. Otherwise it's been dal bhat the whole time.
I also like
Yay! Thank you! Sorry.
Kathmandu Sahara, Kathmandu Pule, Daisagama, Pulu Pale, Simagama, Pura, Kanji, Daigumaude, Kathmandu Sahara, Kanji, Daigumaude, Kathmandu Sahara. Maya Tukai Samjan Tudintola, Maseri Sarara.
Morning of day 9. This is the last day on trek. We're heading down to Chubrubasi, can't remember the name, to our hotel, so we'll be walking straight into town. This is it. Here we are, almost at the end of our trek, right down to the river level again, on a very flat, wide road. We're going to stop for lunch. From lunch it's probably another half an hour to our hotel. That's our lunch stop there, across the bridge. Here's our porters having some fun. Boys gotta be boys. Here we are, back to where it all started. Back to our hotel in Shafruruswa. I don't know how to say that, but here we are. One night here, and then it's back to Kathmandu tomorrow. thing. This is highway traffic in the Himalayas. There you go. Afternoon. We've been travelling from 8 a.m. this morning and we're now stuck in a traffic jam. We've been here for about 15 minutes and we haven't moved. The traffic's only moving on the other side, and right up on the hill there is where the road is, and we can see them crawling up there. So we're all double parked on the side of the road and not much is happening. So we've been on the road since 8 a.m. today. We are back in Kathmandu. After our trek, that was quite a journey coming down the mountains. I'm going to do a separate video with just footage of the roads. It was like nothing I've ever been on before. So higher up in the mountains, because there was the earthquake in 2015, the roads in this section have not been completed or fixed or anything like that. In fact, the whole Langtang area was very severely affected by the landslides and the earthquake, in 2015. And what we found on our trail on the way going up, a lot of it hasn't been fixed. There was a lot of money poured into the country, but it didn't reach the ground roots level. That's what we found in this specific Langtang region. So very early on in the mountains, it was a very, very dusty, bumpy ride. Quite scary at parts because the drivers couldn't see. As I said, I'm going to do a separate video with just footage of that part of the roads. I did run out of batteries towards the end of it, but it took us 10 hours to do 140 kilometers, so that tells you how bad the roads were. And then when we got onto the sealed roads, it was just bumper to bumper traffic. We weren't moving. We would move a few meters, turn off the engine and sit there. So needless to say, it was quite a journey, quite an adventure. So we were glad to make it back to our hotel at night, and we literally crashed. So I'm going to do a separate video. So the Langtang trek was, we did it in 5 days up and 5 days down. A lot of as I mentioned earlier, we had to take alternative routes on a few days because the trail had just been, there was no trail. There were huge landslides which we had to walk over, which were two very dangerous ones. Very scary. It was only place to put 1 foot. Doesn't seem like anybody is fixing it or doing anything, which is a shame, but that's just the area that we were in. So it was quite challenging because we had one day, our longest day was 8 hours on the trail. The guest lodges are pretty basic along the way, and they have rebuilt, but on the Langtang track going up even further, there wasn't any villages. It was just guest houses on either side of the trail, just, you know, for tourists. Not a lot of tourists. Like, you know, people were complaining that, you know, tourists aren't coming back to that region. They're all going to the Everest and Annapurna region. So it's a bit of a catch-22, but certainly not an easy ride or an easy climb. So needless to say, it was quite an adventure. A little bit more than I had bargained for or was expecting. I watched all the YouTube videos as usual, and it's just impossible to record the difficult bits of the trail or the tricky bits of the trail. You need your full concentration. You know, it's yeah, you just can't pull out a camera, you know, in those spots. So unfortunately, you know, everybody sees all the easy bits and you don't get to see the difficult or the tricky bits. I'd recommend it for first-time trekkers, or, you know, somebody's looking into getting into trekking. Obviously, in Nepal is known for all its treks, so there's lots of different trails with, you know, different types of landscapes. In the Langtang, the first 3 days, we were kind of in a forest, and it was 3 days of just uphill climbing, just literally uphill, which was quite exhausting. And then the second 2 days was out in the open, so you're on the side of the mountain, with the mountain all around you, which is what I like. Weather was beautiful, so we had no rain. Sunny every day, so thank goodness for that. So all in all, a great adventure. You know, I learned a lot about myself, you know, challenged myself in every respect, and a great experience. So if you're thinking about doing a trek in Nepal, you know, consider Langtang.